I stayed at the world's largest hotel for under $50 a night. Get ready for an epic adventure because we're taking a trip to the one and only Genting Highlands in Malaysia. For those of you who haven't heard of it, Genting Highlands is a mountaintop resort city that is situated high above the clouds in Malaysia. It's about an hour drive north of Kuala Lumpur City. Think breathtaking views, cool mountain air, and a whole world of entertainment, including live performances and concerts, cable car rides, an outdoor and indoor amusement park, a full retail premium outlet mall, and tons of good dining options, and even a Buddhist prayer temple. Did I mention that this is all on top of a mountain? Genting Highlands is an underrated entertainment side quest you must experience at least once in your lifetime. This will be a 3-part series where I'll show you the outdoor and indoor amusement parks, hotel room tour, and all the dining options, and taking you to see everything else you can do for entertainment. In this first episode, I'll show you where I stayed. This one was a unique playful hotel with a breakfast option. Staying the night at the world's largest hotel was more difficult than you think. Genting Highlands is worldly renowned for having the world's largest hotel. So, what's the name of it? What do I even search? How do I book this? There were many hotels with similar names, and to save you time, I figured out which ones. So watch along carefully as I explain. Genting Highlands, you mountain, you mountain, you. I don't know how a city or a little town can be built on a mountain, but you did. That is where they film Philadelphia cream cheese commercials. Ooh. What's up, everybody? This is your boy Phi from Phi-nex TV, and right now I'm in Genting Highlands, or Genting Highlands. I'm gonna call it Genting Highlands, and I just checked into my hotel. This is a huge amusement park, huge tourist attraction, huge mountain that we're on right now. Mountain, okay? Right now we're checking into my hotel and let's see what it looks like. Open. Oh, put the card in here, okay. Oh, okay, let's move everything in. Now, I booked one of the basic rooms because I'm only here for 2 days and I'm not gonna be utilizing the hotel that much. So let's see if this is appropriate for 2 nights stay, because you know I'm not gonna buy a penthouse or a business executive suite for 2 days. I'm not gonna really even be here. So first off, this reminds me of a Japanese bed because it's kind of a step up. So the room is pretty basic, but I picked the children's room because it is more reasonably priced. So I got a kiddie TV, a fan up there. That means there's no AC, I think. There's no vent for AC. I'm not really sure, but actually no, there is. There's AC right here, and it can be a heater as well. And then over here, press 0 for all services. Oh, look at this. This is the phone. This is the phone. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, little mini fridge. You got your coffee and your kettle right here. You got your stool. You got your box jumps. It's not bad. Let's see the view. The view of the magnificent wall. Yes. Wow, the bathroom's pretty big. Is this 2 showers? No, it's 1 toilet and 1 for the shower. No problem. So, shower's pretty big, pretty nice. Hair and body wash. There's like 2 in 1. Hey, that's made for dudes. 2 in 1. So, this is the bathroom. This bathroom kind of looks like a public washroom. But right now, you got some slippers. And look, got some branded slippers. It's not about the hotel, guys. It's not about the hotel. It is about the resort. Genting Highlands is a Malaysian famous resort up high up in the mountain. And tomorrow, I'm gonna take you to the hotel included breakfast. Well, kind of. It's pretty relatively cheap. Here, the food factory at the First World Hotel. Now, let's see what this free breakfast is all about, because there's so many empty seats, but that's for all the tour groups and all the people are up there and all the food is up there. So let's see what this food entails. So that's the entrance over there. Now, this is the coffee machine, which I will need. Coffee, coffee, coffee. And then there's coffee, more black coffee, black tea, no sugar. And then it's teh tarik, which is basically bubble tea, like hot milk tea. The glasses, there's all the peoples. There's some juices and lemonade. And this is the spread. This is the spread. Looks like a dinner buffet. It probably is a dinner buffet because it's a food factory. And let's take a look, shall we? So let's begin with the fruit section. You got some yellow watermelon, dragon fruit, some melon, some dragon fruit. You got some toasted bread section. You already know, you can toast your bread in that. Ooh, this is the first time I've seen peanut butter at a hotel in Asia. You got some pastries, you got some assorted pastries. You got some fruit yogurt, plain yogurt. This is definitely the bread and yogurt section. Continuing on, you got some more bread section. Oh, there's two stations of this. Oh, strawberry jam, peanut butter. Oh, okay. Okay, 2 is always better than 1. This is some hot milk. This is some cereal. This is some more hot milk. Over here, we got some mini samosas. Then we got some steamed buns. Hey, they're pink, not that bad. Then we got some tomato sauce, AKA ketchup. Got some more steamed mini red bean bun. Oh, so these are red bean buns. They're gonna be sweet and tart. Then you got some fish balls. You got some tofu. Got some vegetables. You got some sliced ham. And then you got some rice rolls. You got some kind of like beef fried rice. Oh, I lied. It's not beef fried rice. This one right here is roasted garlic with potato. Not bad. Kind of like a little mac and cheese, eggs, roasted potatoes. So it's like an egg scramble. There you go. And you got some eggs over there as well. Oh, look at this. You got a wok full of stir-fried noodles just ready for you to pick. Self-serve. You got some chili sauce. You got some soy sauce. You got some more. Ooh. Over on this section, you got a little bit more food. Roti, parenta. Ooh. I'm going to take some of that. Then you got some vegetable dai curry. You got some paneer bhaji, vegetarian. And then you got some more vegetarian pakoras, which I don't know what that is, but it looks pretty good. I'm gonna try some of that. And then you got some vegan masala. Over here we got some porridge, some congee, some condiments to top that congee off. You got some deep fried chicken wings, Malaysian chicken wings for breakfast. Yo, what? There's some steamed rice. There's some chicken curry. There's some chicken sambal, which is basically spicy curry. You got some roasted nasi lemak. You got some hard-boiled eggs, fried chicken. Am I eating breakfast or am I eating dinner? What is this? So look what I got. I got some egg scramble with some potatoes. I got some veggie pakoda. I got some little samosas. I got some chapati rotis. I got some deep fried chicken Malaysian style. I got some ham. I got some rice rolls. Got
steamed red bean bun, got some samosas, got an egg. Am I eating dinner or am I eating breakfast right here? I don't even know, but let's dig in right now. All right, everybody, I am ready to feast. Now, I'm not even hungry, to be honest with you. I'm not even hungry. I ate dinner yesterday. I'm still full, and I'm not an early riser. It's like 9 a.m. And yeah, I forgot ketchup on my eggs, but it's okay because I got some curry sauce to go with it. So, eggs and curry sauce. Uh-oh. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I don't eat much Indian food, but Malaysia got the Indian food down packed. Like one of the best Indian food I had. I never get to eat roti. So this, chapati roti, I like that. Oh, this roti has a nice hint.
Yeah.
Nice. That's why I put some sauces on the other side, just to dip it in. Now, this is a heavy breakfast. This is a heavy breakfast. This is not light. It's not like your eggs, croissants, toast. Well, there is that, but when you're on vacation and you're at a resort and you see a lot of food, you want to get all the expensive food or the heavy food that you don't usually get at home. You're not gonna go to an $8 breakfast for eggs and toast. Not bad. Let's try this Malaysian ham, or yeah, their bacon. You know what? Their Malaysian ham tastes like salami. Way better than the deli hams that are like soaked in hot water when you see at some cheap breakfast restaurants. Yeah, so this is way better. This is not in water. This is not soaked in water. The thing about this breakfast, there's people attending it and recooking it, or not recooking it, cooking fresh ones. So it's not like it's under light. I would say I would give Genting Highlands, their food is like, yeah, that's pretty good. I want to give this buffet like a.
Now that I've shown you the hotel room and breakfast tour, let's talk about things you should know before coming here, along with some major cost-saving tips and tricks. If someone had told me this before I went, I would have saved a lot of money and time. First things first, let's talk about the costs. It's important to know that Genting Highlands isn't an all-inclusive experience. Think of it more like a city of entertainment on a mountain. You'll be paying for everything individually, from your hotel stay, to your meals, to all the awesome activities. Now, let's talk hotels. So here's the thing, I thought I stayed at the world's largest hotel. Turns out I stayed next to the world's largest hotel. Genting Highlands has a surprising number of options, 7 in total. I actually thought they were all connected and considered one giant hotel, but it turns out the First World Hotel holds the title of the world's largest with over 7,000 rooms. Each hotel has a unique theme and location. Some are in the main resort, while others are down the mountain, so research the location that you want to stay at. Now, be sure to book early because they do sell out. For example, the First World Hotel was fully sold out for my dates, and only the Genting Skyworlds Hotels and Resorts World Owana was available. I opted for the Skyworlds Hotel because I wanted to be steps away from the amusement parks. For my stay, I paid $43 USD a night. The check-in process was super easy. They have self-serve kiosks where you can check in, and if you arrive before check-in time, don't worry, you can check in early for a fee. Early check-in ranges from 5 to 20 ringgit or $1 to $4 US. Speaking of hotels, I've made it super affordable for you. Just click on the links on the description below to book your stay at reduced prices. I did all the heavy lifting for you, so don't worry. This is the cheapest links you can get. Now, let's talk about how to save some serious cash. When it comes to the incredible attractions like the Genting Skyworlds and Skytropolis, listen up. You need to buy your tickets online using the links below. Why? Because the savings are huge. I wish someone had told me this because I purchased my tickets at the resort and ended up paying full price. If you buy your tickets online for the outdoor theme park Genting Skyworlds, you'll save about $9 US per ticket. But for the indoor theme park Skytropolis, you'll save $4 per ticket. Plus, you get to skip the queue line, which completely saves you a lot of time. It's important to note that both the outdoor and indoor amusement parks are closed on Tuesday, so if you were considering a day trip, do not go on Tuesday. For the cable car, you'll save a little bit on the one-way ticket by buying online versus at the resort. However, keep in mind that the two-way ticket is not available online. I would suggest purchasing these directly at the resort so you get that flexibility. Another way to save money is for breakfast. When you check into the hotel, make sure you purchase your breakfast as an add-on at the kiosk. It's significantly a lot cheaper at just $7 compared to the $10 you'll pay if you wait until the morning. Do everything in advance to save money. Now, how do I get to Genting Highlands? There are a few main ways to travel from KL to Genting, and the best option will depend on your budget and preferences. First up, the most budget-friendly option is the public bus. Several companies offer regular services from key points in Kuala Lumpur, such as the KLCC, directly to Genting Highlands. Now, if you're looking for a more comfortable and direct option, I used the Grab Taxi. The Grab Taxi is self-serve, predetermined price, and it's a downloadable app. So if you want something quick and flat rate, get a Grab. It's always available 24/7. If planning transportation isn't your thing, don't worry. I've already found the best travel discounts for you. All the links are in the video description box below. Now, if you find this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. This wraps up the first episode of a 3-episode series of Genting Highlands, the amazing hotel and their delicious breakfast. I hope you found this first part of Genting Highlands adventure very helpful. Next week, get ready for the ultimate theme park experience as we dive into the Genting Skyworlds and Skytropolis. Can't wait to show you all what this has to offer. Subscribe and share with everyone you know, and I'll see you guys next week.